For the untrained eye, most cars of the same type look fairly the same, but even those who know very little about the automobile world will be able to recognize why the cars on this list stand out from the rest. Here are unreal cars that actually exist. Hey guys, it's your host for today, American Eye. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to Titanic, and if you like today's content, be sure to check out my channel, American Eye. We'll see you there. The BMW i8. Whenever a car's doors open upwards, you know it's meant to look futuristic. This vehicle belongs to BMW's electric fleet known as Project I. The Project i8 is a plug-in hybrid sports car released in 2014. Benoit Jacob designed the i8, which was first unveiled at the 2013 International Motor Show in Germany. Because it appears small and bulky, you would think it'd be a heavier car. But the carbon fiber materials help keep its weight reasonably low for an automobile, thereby helping it use less fuel. Not only does it look sleek, but the EPA labeled it as one of the best eco-friendly cars out there. The 1941 Chrysler Thunderbolt. If the 1941 Chrysler Thunderbolt looks familiar to you, then you're on the right track. Chrysler designed this vehicle to resemble that of a steamliner train. It's common to have windows and retractable hardtops. Back in the 40s, it wasn't so. The Thunderbolt was among the first to have such features. Chrysler designed this car in response to GM's wide-job Idea car from 1938, hoping to achieve better aerodynamics than its competitors. For a mid-century vehicle, it's quite fast and can reach speeds of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers per hour. The Stout Scarab. Think back to ancient Egypt. Scarabs are those round, fat beetles that you often see in hieroglyphics in artwork. It makes sense that this bug-like minivan would adopt such a name. The Stout Scarab became the first production minivan in the world. In 1946, its experimental prototype was the first car to have a fiberglass body shell and air suspension. If you take a good look at the Scarab, you'll notice that it looks kind of like an airplane. That's because its designer, William Stout, previously worked as an aircraft engineer. Only 10 Scarabs were ever produced, as the van proved far too expensive compared to the other popular large vehicles at the time. Tesla Model X. Don't forget about hybrids. One of the most popular all-electric cars of all time entered the market in 2015. It is the Tesla Model X, a mid-sized luxury SUV that runs purely on electricity. In 2016, it ranked as the 7th best-selling plug-in car in the world. By 2018, Tesla announced that it had sold 106,689 units globally. Elon Musk claims that it's the absolute safest SUV when it comes to front and side impact crash, the most dangerous types of accidents. Tesla boasts that the Model X has a range of 325 miles, the longest range of any electric SUV. The Peel Trident. This next car doesn't come from outer space, though it does look that way. Instead, it comes from a very earthly location, the UK's Isle of Man to be exact, the base of the Peel Engineering Company. Peel created the three-wheel motor car in the 1960s, its production lasting from 1965 to 1966. The single seat inside measured 31 inches or 79 centimeters wide, a little wider than usual, so it can be used as a two-seater. Can you imagine more than one person inside this thing? The Peel Trident had a glass fiber shell and a clear bubble top. Inside is also a detachable shopping basket. That feature earned it the nickname of the shopping car or the salon scooter. The Peel P50. This one also from the minds at Peel Engineering. The Peel P50 has two wheels in the front and one in the back, and doesn't look much more than a child's toy. Peel only produced the P50 between 1962 to 1965. Guinness World Records lists it as one of the smallest production cars ever made. It only weighs 123 pounds or 56 kilograms. The downside to the P50s is that it does not possess a reverse gear, but it's so small that it actually just turns around with your own hands via a handle in the back. The Bricklin SV1. Between 1974 to 1975, consumers could purchase the retro-futuristic vehicle called the Bricklin SV1. It's known for its sharply geometric front and its rising gold doors, which makes it look like a 1950s UFO. It may seem like it's all the style, but the SV1 was designed first and foremost with safety in mind. You can see that emphasis in its energy-absorbing bumpers and rollover structure, a feature that protects operators from injuries caused in the event of the vehicle overturn. Toyota Mirai. In Japanese, the word Mirai means future, and that's exactly what this car is bringing to the fold. The Toyota Mirai is a mid-sized hydrogen fuel cell car among the first sedans of this type to ever be sold. Toyota debuted the Mirai at the Los Angeles Auto Show and began production that year in 2014. As reported in 2017, Toyota sold around 5,300 of this model. How much does one of these automobiles cost? In Japan, its set price is 6.7 million yen, roughly $57,400. The Lamborghini Countach. To understand the history of Lamborghini Countach, we have to talk about the history of Lamborghini Mirai. The Miura was a popular car in the late 60s, but when rival company Ferrari released their Daytona, the Miura appeared outdated in comparison. In retaliation of the Daytona, Lamborghini decided to come up with a worthy successor of the Miura, the Countach. The company manufactured this rear mid-engine sports car from 1974 to 1990. The Countach's engine differed from the Miura, allowing the Countach to have less weight and therefore improving weight distribution and speed. A worthy successor indeed. The Lancia Stratos. Rallying is a type of motorsport which can take place on private or public roads. One of the most well-known rallying cars ever made is the Lancia Stratos HF. The HF stands for high fidelity, and the Stratos won the World Rally Championship for 3 consecutive years in a row in 1974 to 1976. This sports and rally car came to be because Italian car styling company Bertone wanted an opportunity to create a close relationship with the car Lancia. Bertone wanted to develop something unique looking and out of this world. Lancia accepted their designs and the Stratos was born. Toyota FCV Plus. In 2016, Toyota unveiled its FCV Plus, a hydrogen-powered supercar that operates as a part of the electric power generating infrastructure. What in the world does that mean? The FCV was designed to be a power source, unlike other cars that need to refill on gas or need electricity to work. The FCV Plus comes with cameras, internet features, and other capabilities that make it more akin to the smartphone than a regular car. It can charge other vehicles and even provide electric power to a home. Alfa Romeo 4C. Mini cars weigh over 3,000 pounds, reaching 5,000 pounds or more. This sports car only weighs 1,973 pounds or 895 kilograms. This classifies it as a lightweight vehicle. It was Alfa Romeo's first mass-produced car of the 21st century to re-enter the North American automobile market. Good news for you and your honey. You can both enjoy a ride in this small car as a 2-seater. The 4C goes from 0 to 60 or 100 kilometers in 4.5 seconds and has a top speed of 160 miles an hour or 258 kilometers per hour. The Reliant Robin. Here's another car you might initially mistake for a child's toy. The Reliant Robin runs on 3 wheels and only measures 131 inches or 332.7 centimeters long. Reliant developed the Robin to replace the older model, the Regal, which was manufactured between 1953 to 1973. In 1973, Reliant introduced the Robin, which had a more efficient and more economically friendly engine than its predecessor. For people living through the 1970s fuel crisis, this was a good option for a car. If you're British or are obsessed with British culture, you've probably seen this automobile featured in different shows such as Absolutely Fabulous and Mr. Bean. The Citicar. Sebring Vanguard began producing their famous Citicar in 1974. Like Reliant, they created these models in response to 1970s fuel crisis and was Sebring Vanguard's first electric car. Also known as the commuter car or the commuter can, this small vehicle measures 95.9 inches. It only weighs about 1,303 pounds. The upgraded models of the Citicar were slightly larger, but not by much. You might think it's not the most aesthetically pleasing car for car lovers, but the Sebring Vanguard did end up selling 4,444 units up to the last year of its production in 1979. That was the highest number of electric cars ever sold until the Tesla Model S from 2012. The Amphicar. What happens when you combine a car with a boat? The Amphicar. The Amphicar Model 770, an amphibious automobile, was manufactured in Western Germany from 1961 to 1968. German industrial designer Hans Trippel designed the Amphicar, which was then manufactured by Quant Group. In 7 years, 3,878 cars were sold. The Amphicar is the descendant to the Volkswagen Schwimmwagen, an amphibious 4-wheel drive off-road vehicle. When it's on land, the car appears to be a little bit taller than 2-door vehicles. When it goes in the water, the reversible propellers turn on in the back. To get out of the water, it just needs to approach stable land, like a boat ramp, and then drive back onto the road. 1942, L'Oeuf Électrique. It's easy to see why this car was named L'Oeuf Électrique. From French, that literally translates to the electric egg. French artist and designer Paul Arzens designed the car in the 1940s and intended to be for personal use. It has the 60 miles or 96 kilometer range and can only reach 37 miles or 57 kilometers per hour. The front consists of a sphere plexiglass over the aluminum body. It was a stable small urban vehicle for a long time until the introduction of the small 4.2 car. GM Firebird. General Motors came out with a total of 4 different models of the Firebird. The first was produced in 1953, branded as the Firebird 1. The latest version of the Firebird 4 debuted in 1964 at the New York World's Fair. The staple shape of the Firebird resembles that of a rocket ship. Throughout the course of 10 years, GM designed these cars to look as if they landed from the future with rounded and sleek shapes or white or silver coloring. These concept cars have top speeds of around 200 miles or 321 kilometers per hour. The Mercedes-Benz Popemobile. Yes, there is such a thing as a Popemobile, and looks as ridiculous as it sounds. Mercedes-Benz produced the Popemobile strictly for transporting the Pope. The front looks like a regular vehicle, while the back has a raised seat that fully encases the Pope with glass, so that he can wave to spectators while also being behind the safety of bulletproof material. This car was first developed for Pope Paul VI in 1965. Some of the Popemobiles were open-air cars, but after an assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II, the bulletproof glass was added. But before we reveal number 1, we have to ask you guys a question. If you could have any car in the world, what would it be? Let us know your dream cars in the comments section below. At number 1 is the Ferrari Modulo concept sports car. Some of you may need convincing that this thing did indeed originate from planet Earth and not a galaxy far, far away. Italian car designer Paolo Martin designed the 512S Modello sports car and unveiled it in the 1970 Geneva Motor Show. It has a low wedge body standing at a height of 38.8 inches or 93.5 centimeters. The canopy-style roof slides forward, which allows the driver to enter the car. You can barely see all 4 wheels, which makes it appear even more like a spaceship. It's just a concept car, so there only has been one ever made. It seems like not many people will ever be taking this vehicle out for a spin or a hover.